All right, let's check out today's team goals brought to you by NerdWallet. The Clippers won their sixth straight game last night, beating the Bucks by 24 points. What makes this particularly impressive is they beat Milwaukee without the services of Paul George, Serge Ibaka, Patrick Beverley, or the newly acquired Rajon Rondo. So, Brian, is this win streak of 6 games a big deal? Brian, is this win streak a big deal?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, look, I believe that that the most important thing, first off, winning 6 games in a row is terrific. That's obviously something they needed to do. And last night they had one of the hottest shooting nights that they've had all season from the 3-point range, which is why they won that game by that margin. But I will say that for the Clippers, it all comes down to how they play in the clutch. They struggled in the clutch in the bubble. They've struggled in the clutch early this season. They've played a little bit better recently. That's why they got Rondo. They didn't get Rondo to play in a game in April. They got Rondo to play in big games in May, June, and July. And so to me, I will always evaluate this particular team in the clutch, and that's where they're going to be judged.
Yeah, but Brian, that's not fair for the simple fact that we can't continue to live in the past. They have a new head coach. They have new bodies around them, and they have a new system, basically. And to watch them go on a 6-game winning streak with Tyronn Lue leading the charge, making a statement last week in the Hawks game, pulling out his starters and going with his bench to come back from being down 20-plus points and winning that ball game to winning last night in great fashion. You have to applaud the Clippers, because I was one of the guys that were real critical of the money that they gave Luke Kennard and said, you know what are they doing? He's not the missing piece. Well, in this 6-game winning streak, he has been balling. I think last night he finished with like 27 points and filled in for Paul George and did it in great fashion. So to me, this is a big deal, because I'm watching this team and guys are starting to be stars in their role. They're moving in the right direction. They're playing agenda-free basketball. And by the way, Kawhi Leonard last night almost notched a triple-double. I mean, he was affecting the game at all aspects of the game, rebounding, being a playmaker, and that's what you want to see. So Tyronn Lue is getting the best out of his older players, his vets, his stars, and he's getting the best out of their younger players like Man, who's coming in off the bench and actually giving them a spark.
Do you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, before they had the 6-game win streak, I think they had a 5-8 stretch, and Paul George a number of times complained about lack of free throw attempts and things of that nature. Well, since then, they've attacked the paint a lot more in this 6-game winning streak. If you look at some of the numbers, they're up. They're 6 points per game better as far as points in the paint, and their free throw numbers are up during this stretch as well. And Perk, to me, I think that's a huge key. But I also want to ask you this, because you played for Ty Lue, and Brian, you covered him, certainly. But, you know, there's this notion, right, in Cleveland that at times he would hold some stuff back, right, for either later in the season or the postseason. How much of a factor do you think that is as we head closer to the postseason, Perk?
Well, the thing about Ty Lue is, one, let me kill the notion that he's soft, because he's not soft, okay? I know a lot of people always used to say, oh, Braun ran that team. That's not true. Ty Lue is the guy that he's not emotional up and down the sideline, but when he gets you behind closed doors in those film rooms, he's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with whoever. That's the first thing. Second of all good coaches and great coaches, they coach a certain way in the regular season, and they hold back a lot and wait till the postseason to really go into their bag, because especially if you're a contender, you never want to show your hand too early, because you always know and always aware that scouts are watching, teams, other guys from other teams are watching you, so you never want to show your hand. So for the Clippers to be playing this well without Ty Lue even really digging in his bag is a huge deal, and they playing great basketball.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.